Friends, The Magician of Lublin by Isaac Bashevis Singer. Isaac Bashevis Singer was an American Polish author and a Nobel laureate. Isaac Bashevis Singer historical novel, The Magician of Lublin, it is written in 1960, tells the story of a Jewish traveling magician in Russian-controlled kingdom of Poland at the turn of 20th century. In 1979, the book was adapted into a movie directed by Menahem Golan. So, the story is set in a late 19th century when Poland was under the rule of Russian Empire. Yasha, a magician from the Polish city of Lublin, travels the country performing for audiences. Although he is a Jewish, Yasha is not terribly devout. Yasha spent his Sabbath talking and smoking cigarettes among musicians to the earnest moralists who attempt to get him to mend his ways. He would always answer, "When were you in heaven and what did God look like?" His wife Esther, on the other hand, is very pious. She wore the customary kerchief and kept a kosher kitchen. She observed the Sabbath and all the laws. Because Esther is unable to have children, Yasha never developed the kind of stake in his community that most fathers do. Thus, Yasha behaves in a state of arrested maturity, often acting like an overgrown man-child who only visit with Esther a few days at a time between magic tours. Meanwhile, he carries on an affair with his assistant Madga, a Gentile with bohemian lifestyle and attitude. Their affair is so intimate that Magda is more like Yasha's common law wife than his mistress. Even Magda's mother treats Yasha like a son-in-law. While on tour, Yasha also carries on romantic dalliances with Ziftil, a young Jewish woman from a town of Piaski, and Amelia, a middle-class Catholic widow from Warsaw, the capital of Poland and its largest city. On the way to Warsaw for a big performance, Yasha stops in Piaski to visit Zeftil. Once in Warsaw, he drops in on Amelia and her daughter Helena. Unlike his other wives and lovers, Amelia refuses to sleep with Yasha unless they are wed. He proposes to marry Amelia, vowing to move to Italy with her, convert to Catholicism, and divorce Esther. While Amelia agrees in theory to his proposal, neither has the money needed to overhaul their lives like that. Zeftil arrives unexpectedly where Yasha is staying in Warsaw. She tells him she has just moved to Warsaw with her companion Herman, whom Yasha suspects as Zeftil's pimp. Worried about both her safety and her fidelity to him, Yasha accompanies Zeftil to Herman's home. Rather than try to protect her from Herman, he spends the whole night drinking and carousing with the pimp. While walking home after a long night of drinking, Yasha decide to use the lock-picking skill he developed as a magician to rob Amelia's wealthy neighbor, Zorowski, to have enough money to run away to Italy with Amelia. Although he breaks into the house without rousing Zorowski from his slumber, Yasha's lock-picking skills are not up to the task of cracking the man's safe. Finally giving up on the safe, he flees, jumping off the balcony. However, he miscalculates the length of the fall and twists his ankle, attracting the attention of a nearby police officer. Although the police officer sees him, Yasha evades capture. He spent the rest of the night hiding in synagogue before joining the worshipper for morning prayers. Later that day, he visits Amelia, who tells him about the attempted robbery at Zorowski's house. When Yasha confesses to being the would-be thief, Amelia angrily breaks off the relationship. Tormented by Yasha's perpetual philandering, Magda commits suicide. Finally, Yasha learns that Zaftel and Herman have become lovers. 3 years later, Yasha has returned to Esther's site in Lublin and give up his livelihood as traveling magician. Instead, he has become a penitent, having embraced his Jewish faith and the possibility of forgiveness that comes with it. Against the adamant wishes of both Esther and his rabbi, Yasha breaks himself into a small room with only a tiny window through which to receive food. This makes him more famous than any had ever been as a magician, attracting numerous visitors on a daily basis. At the end of novel, Yasha receives a letter from Amelia, who had read about his newfound status as a famous holy man. While she initially felt tremendous anxiety when Yasha disappeared 3 years ago, Amelia says that she eventually remarried. Finally, she asks Yasha to forgive her for being so hard on him when she discovered he was behind the attempted robbery of Zorowski. The Magician of Lublin paints an extraordinary picture of Warsaw at the turn of century while examining issues related to Jewish faith and identity. So this is the story of the Magician of Lublin by Isaac Bashevis Singer. I hope you will enjoy it. This novel was published in 1960. It's a novel, a fiction novel by Isaac Bashevis Singer and Nobel laureate Isaac Bashevis Singer. The Magician of Lublin. I hope you will enjoy it. Thank you.